we're back with our first real video.
If you haven't had a chance to check out our intro video, go do that because it's pretty unforgettable. So if you want to know about what kind of people we are, that's a really great place to start. So today's video, we're going to be talking about something we see a lot going on around us and people we know, a lot of people we come into contact with, I feel like especially girls. And that's where your worth and your value comes from and what really truly defines you, not only as a person, but as a Christian.
It's so true. It's like, growing up homeschooled, like people have stereotypes about homeschoolers, like, oh, you're so sheltered and everything, but it's like, we still go through the same exact life choices, life decisions, paths, like the same exact high school drama that public schoolers go through.
Exactly, yeah, and not getting worth and value, or thinking that you're not pretty enough, or you have to do this one thing to be accepted by certain people. As contrary to popular belief, like honestly, you can still run into that no matter where you are in life. I think just depending on how strong you are as a person, and then just the people that you surround yourself with.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, cliques are everywhere, and
They truly are.
even in college, it's
it's
like there are just, I mean, you have the people that are like the cool people that you're like, oh, well, I kind of want to be in with them, because I mean, it's
even
like,
in like youth groups and even college Bible studies. I mean, I see it all the time.
Definitely, it's everywhere.
Yeah. So I think worth, value, and really what defines you all kind of go hand in hand, because everybody wants to always feel valued in who they are. They want worth found somewhere, and they want to be defined by something. And ultimately, we should be defined by Christ and who God says we are. But so many times we fall into so many different things just because of the world.
It's just so, it's tough. It's like being a teenager, college student, just a young person in the 21st century is so different than what our parents went through. The people are different. Like, there were still cliques back then and everything, but people have grown up so much more quickly now. You look at somebody that's 13, like when our parents were younger, and 13 now, it's like just what they have to live up to, like the expectations, the different fashion trends you have to be following, like everything just adds up and it piles on top of you, so you totally forget your identity.
I think it also has to do with like if you're confident in yourself, you're not going to be looking for worth and value and what other people say about you. So it really starts with who you are and the type of person that you are, and like depending on what you actually like seek out from other people.
It also depends on what your family tells you, what the people around you that are close to you. Like, are you around people that are bringing you down? Like, I've had friends before that they'll like be like, oh yeah, you're not, like, you're good at that, but I'm personally better, or I know somebody that's better than you or something, and it's just like, I'm gonna say something that like everybody hears, but you don't need that sort of negativity in your life.
No. You need people that encourage you. I mean, you want people to be truthful, but you don't want them to be, I don't know, so truthful that they don't care about how you feel, I guess, in your feelings.
Somebody that has tact.
Yeah.
Like, we said we're blunt, but I would like to think that
lovingly assertive.
Yeah. That we know when and when not to say something. Like, when you see someone's really down, you know, well, now's not the time to tell them that they might want to change some habit about themselves or something. But yeah.
I think one area that we a lot of times see, and a lot of people we know, people that we're friends with, and a lot of people we come into contact with, is them seeking out and looking for this value from other people and worth from other people, and for other people to like say great things about them. And sometimes they do that by trying to dress and act a certain way to be accepted by a certain group of people, or completely changing who they are. We see this so much, and it kills us that people become a totally different person just to fit in. We see this in so many people. But also, we've realized recently that there's a lot of people who will come down on themselves and kind of belittle themselves just so other people will build them up.
Yeah, that's definitely, I mean, I'm guilty of doing the same thing. I
think we all are as girls. We want people to tell us we're pretty.
It's like, oh, you walk out and you'll be like, oh, I don't really know how this dress looks on me, or I don't know if I'm really capable of pulling such and such hairstyle off or something, and people are always like, oh no, you totally can. And it's like when we were actually preparing for this video, I mean, we have to talk about the topic, but we were saying like, I brought up, I was like, I feel like that also just like when you try and say that you're something so that people will tell you that, I feel like that praise that they're giving you isn't necessarily real. It doesn't always feel real to me. Like,
no.
You're just going through the motions of you being like, oh, I'm not good enough, and then being like,
to make you
oh,
feel
no,
good just about yourself, when
Yeah.
really truly you shouldn't be looking for that worth and value in other people. You should ultimately be looking for that in Christ. I mean, he gives us our ultimate worth found in him, of who we're supposed to be, that we're perfect as we are, that we're perfect even when we're not perfect, totally sinful people, we're not sinless, but he still thinks we're absolutely perfect.
Yeah.
And so that's just something you always have to realize.
And I'm actually like, there's a Bible verse. There's one like when David. Oh gosh, you're gonna want to edit this out because I just second guessed myself. But when David was being anointed by Samuel, it says in 1 Samuel 16 verse 7. But the Lord said to Samuel, "Do not look on his appearance or on the height of his stature, because I have rejected him. For the Lord sees not as man sees. Man looks on the outward appearance, but the Lord looks on the heart."
And that's not really meaning to say that you shouldn't care about how you look, because caring about your outward appearance definitely says something a lot about your confidence in who you are. But ultimately, it comes down to your heart and your character within you, not on what the outside looks like.
Yeah. But it's so tough, and like, I don't know. I mean, it's like there's a fine line between being like obsessed with your looks, but wanting, I mean, whenever I hear people say like, oh no, but we shouldn't be like caring what we look about because we should be caring about what's inside of us. It's like, yes, but I always think back to the verse that says like your body is a temple. It's like you don't want to be a glutton. You don't want to be conceited or vain or narcissistic or anything, but you want to actually care what you look about.
And it kind of goes back to like your mindset and your reason for doing it. Are you like, let's say you like to wear makeup. Are you wearing makeup because it makes you feel good and it's just part of who you are? Are you wearing it to please and like attract other people? Because I know I like to look good. I always like to dress up and like overdress sometimes compared to other people. And it's not that I'm like self-absorbed or anything. It's just a part of who I am, and if I like, I don't know, don't do that, I just don't feel like me. I guess it makes me feel confident or something. I don't know. In a good way, not like in a bad way.
And don't take like peer pressure. It's like, I mean, that's definitely one reason why people do a lot of what they do, like why they dress a certain way.
Yeah, they want to feel valued, and if a group is gonna make them feel valued, then they're gonna do anything to be accepted by them.
But it's like you just need to know when you're doing it for others and when you're doing it for yourself. And I'm not judging anybody that like doesn't wear makeup or anything like that. If you don't wear makeup, that's totally cool. If you do, then that's pretty awesome also.
So to go back to kind of like where your value is in Christ, I really love the Bible verse, Luke 13:6-7, which says, "Are not 5 sparrows sold for 2 pennies, and not one of them is forgotten before God? Why, even the hairs of your head are all numbered. Fear not, you are far more valued than many sparrows." And that just really goes to tell you that you're valued in Christ. You're valued above anything else. It's like the story of the lost lamb, where the shepherd leaves all the rest to go and look for the lamb because it's so important to him. And that's how important you are to Christ. So whenever you feel alone or feel like you don't have value, just go to the Word, because there's so many incredible verses that really truly give you value, and you find that value in Christ, even if you're not getting it at home, even if your parents like don't point you towards your value being found in Christ, you're always going to find it with him in the Bible. And draw close with other people around you who have the same beliefs, because that way you can both all build each other up and give each other value in Christ.
Yeah. But it's like in Psalms 27:14, it says, "Wait for the Lord, be strong, and let your heart take courage. Wait for the Lord." If people around you aren't being supportive necessarily, or if you just don't get like affirmation from them, like, then you need, it's like just, it's all in God. I mean, everything you ever need is in God. And that's something that I struggled with for the longest time, believing that everything that I could possibly ever want is found in one, like, not like just one person. It's like it's all in God. It's like he's just everything that you're ever gonna need.
And I think sometimes we struggle with finding value and worth as who we are because of things that have happened in our past. But the thing we have to realize that 2 Corinthians 5:17 tells us is that we're a new creation, that the old has gone, the new has come, that we're not the same person we are. Even though something bad might have happened to us, yes, that's still completely a part of our story and God allowed it for a reason. We have to realize that the past is not what defines us. Every time I think about that, I always have to say that it's not what happened in the past that defines you, it's what you choose to do with the past that determines your future. So what are you going to do with that? Are you going to let it like completely bring you down and continue to stay in that dark place because of things that have happened yesterday or a week ago or 10 years ago? Are you going to take hold of that and use it for a really beautiful story that God created for a reason, as hard as it might be?
Yeah. So I want to challenge you at the end of this video to go out, think about something that you feel like you may not be amazing in, but you know, you really probably are. Like, find that talent that you have, that ability, because everybody has something. And go out and, you know, just affirm someone. Just go and tell them, hey, you're really awesome at this or something. So I want that to be the challenge that I give out to y'all this week.
And also, if there's something in your past that has been holding you back from reaching your full potential and from growing, really look at that and realize that God allowed it for a reason and why He allowed it, so that you can use it in your life for something bigger and better. And like, apply it to your story. Don't let it define who you are, but let it be something that pushes you towards something greater in your future.
Yeah.
So we hope that this encouraged you today. Let us know what you think about it in the comments below. Like and subscribe it, share it with your friends, and we can't wait to see y'all in the next video.
Yeah.
Bye.